being considered two of the best players in Brazilian football who currently play for Real Madrid and Al Hilal. Endrick and Neymar Jr. are two famous athletes who don't skimp on their fortunes in luxurious lifestyles. Not to mention, of course, the huge salaries they receive at their clubs, which allow them to live in enchanting places and ride some of the most modern means of transport in the world. Are you curious to know which of these stars has the most luxurious life? In this video, you'll see a fierce battle between Endrick and Neymar Jr. When it comes to investing in good places to live, both players don't give up a lot of comfort, but who lives in the best flats? Starting with Endrick. Today, the young Brazilian star is believed to live in the capital of São Paulo, one of the most popular metropolises in the world, which stands out for its rich cultural variety and architectural diversity, especially with its imposing skyscrapers that attract a lot of attention at any time of day. In an interview with the Globo portal, it was possible to find out a little about the facilities in the luxurious apartment where the football star lives with his family. There is, for example, a beautiful living room with a TV, an elegant bookcase with decorative ornaments and a large drawing of a lion covering an entire wall, while in the next room, there is a photograph of the player, who is the pride of his family. The room also includes a breakfast table next to the balcony, which has a spectacular view of the city. And although the other rooms in the apartment weren't shown, they must be just as impressive, with everything Endrick and his family need to live comfortably. And although it's not known how much the place cost the player, it certainly wasn't small money. At the start of Neymar's career, on the other hand, he lived in a penthouse in Vila Belmiro, located in Santos, São Paulo, and although there is little information about the unit, he gave it to the mother of his first child to raise the boy. In the Brazilian state of Santa Catarina, Neymar owns at least 4 luxury flats. One of them is in Itapema, in the Vila dos Corais building, which has flats of around 4,700 square feet. To buy a unit, Neymar had to shell out around $1 million at the time. In the same region, the player also bought another flat in recent years, this time in the Vitor Hugo Residence condominium, which is just a few steps from the sea. The condominium offers a range of amenities to residents, and according to sources, Neymar owns 2 units in this building, each 4,700 square feet in size and with lovely views of the ocean. According to media reports, the properties cost the player approximately $1.2 million. But Neymar's most sophisticated flat in Santa Catarina is undoubtedly his quadruplex penthouse at the Yacht House Residence Club in Balneário Camboriú. With 81 floors and more than 918 feet high, the complex is made up of 2 identical towers and was built with a great deal of planning, sophistication, and class. The development is so grandiose that it is considered to be the largest residential building in Brazil and the tallest building in Latin America. And of course, the flats in this building live up to all their grandeur. All the units have a panoramic view, which is the property's great advantage. And when you want to have fun, you don't even have to leave the development, as it has a huge, luxurious leisure area of over 107,000 square feet. To get a property in this elegant building, Neymar had to invest a veritable fortune. According to some sources, the player bought 2 flats in this development. The first is a unit for his father costing $3 million, and the second is his quadruplex, which cost around $6 million. In other words, Neymar Jr. wins this round. Both players like to have fun on board beautiful boats, but who enjoys the most luxurious yachts? Neymar, for example, has his own boat, the Azimuth 78, manufactured by the renowned Italian boat brand, Azimuth Yachts. The yacht has 3 decks and is 78 feet long, enough space to accommodate his closest guests. And for when you want to spend a few days on board, there are 4 suites offering plenty of comfort. And there's no doubt that to enjoy all this luxury, you'll have to fork out quite a bit of money. To give you an idea of the price, this model of yacht is estimated to cost around $3 million. Endrick, on the other hand, prefers to hire yachts when he wants to go out, so it's Neymar Jr. who wins this round. Both Brazilian athletes are completely fascinated by luxury vehicles, but which of them has ever been seen in the most expensive cars? Endrick, for example. Although he's a fairly young player and hasn't yet obtained his driver's license, the star has already made headlines when it comes to cars. He made headlines, for example, when he gave his ex-girlfriend a white Chevrolet Onix. It's a very reliable and stylish popular car with a modern design and safety features to help the driver when driving. And it's no wonder that a car like this new one can cost upwards of $17,000. Endrick has also been clicked with a Mercedes-Benz Sprinter, a van designed to carry large loads, or a large number of passengers depending on the configuration. The van can be easily customized to suit the needs of each owner. And for those who want to acquire this robust vehicle, you need to shell out around $54,000. The most luxurious car Endrick was photographed in, on the other hand, is a Porsche 911 Turbo, a car coveted by many car enthusiasts. This super machine has excellent performance capabilities, reaching a top speed of 198 miles per hour and accelerating from 0 to 60 miles in just 2.8 seconds. And to enjoy such a sports car, you need to invest around $230,000. Meanwhile, Neymar Jr. has cars like. When it comes to cars, everyone knows that Neymar Jr. is an athlete completely enamored of luxury vehicles. In his garage, he has cars capable of impressing anyone, such as a $60,000 Tesla Cybertruck, $83,000 Range Rover Sport, Audi RS7 at $120,000, Audi R8 Spider at $150,000, Porsche Panamera Turbo for $170,000, and even a $260,000 Ferrari 458 Spider. Another even more luxurious Ferrari he's already seen is the GTC4 Lusso, a supercar that, despite being worth a fortune, has already caused Neymar a lot of trouble when the car key wasn't working properly. And in order to have that kind of trouble, you might have to invest more than $300,000 in the vehicle. And some sources speculate that Neymar owns a Maserati MC11, a super sports car that accelerates from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.8 seconds and costs around $1.5 million. In order to join the Al Hilal team, it was reported that the Brazilian demanded 8 luxury vehicles from the club. 3 Mercedes G-Wagons worth $150,000 each, a Bentley Continental GT worth $250,000, an Aston Martin DBX worth $253,000, a $400,000 Lamborghini Huracan STO, and even a chauffeur-driven Mercedes van. In all, it's estimated that the cost of the players' new cars was €1.5 million, more than $1.6 million. As Neymar's garage is more valuable, he wins this round. Point for him. Both Brazilians like to travel in modern airplanes, but which of them has the most expensive flights? Endrick, for example, has already been photographed in a Dassault Falcon 8X, a long-range aircraft known for its impressive intercontinental performance. This luxury jet is over 80 feet long, with a modernized cabin that offers exceptional comfort for up to 8 passengers. And that must be why this aircraft can be chartered for around $11,500, while a new model costs around $58 million. However, Endrick must not have spent anything to enjoy this aircraft, as it belongs to Leila Pereira, president of Palmeiras. Neymar Jr. is not far behind. One of his demands in his contract with Al Hilal was to have an above-average airplane all to himself, and the team gave him nothing more than a Boeing 747, valued at £172 million. Speaking of the player's own transport, he once owned an EC-130 helicopter, a means of transport valued at around $1.7 million. Going even higher, he has also owned a Phenom 100 jet, a small executive aircraft manufactured by the Brazilian brand Embraer. The aircraft can carry up to 5 passengers and offers plenty of comfort. And it's no wonder that to acquire this jet, you may have to shell out around $3 million. In 2019, Neymar decided to buy an even more expensive helicopter, the H-145 model. The aircraft can carry up to 10 passengers, and Neymar made a point of personalizing the interior by adding seats with the symbol of Batman, the star's favorite superhero. And to give you an idea of the price, a new helicopter of this model can cost almost $10 million. But without a doubt, Neymar's most expensive aircraft is his Cessna Citation 680, an American medium-sized business jet with a flight range of over 3,200 miles. The interior of the player's plane is very spacious and refined and can accommodate up to 12 people, offering great comfort for all passengers. And although it's not known how much the player paid for the jet, it is known that a new aircraft of this model costs around $18 million. And because he has his own aircraft, Neymar wins this round. Score 1 for him. The 2 Brazilian football stars love to splurge on their lifestyles, but who has the most extravagant spending on looks? Starting with Endrick. The youngster is known for being well-dressed and elegant on any occasion, always wearing accessories and clothes worth a fortune. The star is a big fan of sneakers, for example, and has a collection that already includes some very expensive models, such as Nike SB Dunk Low Pro St. Patrick's Day $460, Sky Blue Nike Dunk for $550, Prada Downtown Green and White $1,240, Prada Milano in white leather for $1,300, Louis Vuitton Trainer Blue for $1,500, and even an off-white X Nike Air Force One Low Green Brooklyn, capable of attracting attention for its bright green leather aesthetic. And to give you an idea of the price, top-of-the-line shoes like these can cost upwards of $3,000. The most expensive sneaker Endrick wore was at the ESPN Awards ceremony. It's a Louis Vuitton Trainer Maxi 1 ACOJ, an elegant black sneaker covered in sparkling crystals with reinforced finishes and textile laces. The sneaker bears the signature of the French company, and it's no wonder that it costs a whopping €5,000 or more than $5,400. When it comes to outfits, Endrick has already been clicked during an interview wearing a Louis Vuitton ensemble worth around $5,600. On his first call-up to the Brazilian national team, the youngster opted for a non-basic look by Gucci, which is valued at $8,430. At another presentation, the star appeared in a more casual Louis Vuitton ensemble, which costs a total of over $13,000. The most expensive outfit he's worn so far is another Louis Vuitton set, this time in dark colors, which costs more than $22,000. The player also loves to wear high-value watches, such as his Rolex GMT Master 2 Eve Rose, a 40mm waterproof accessory featuring a black dial with a rotating bezel. And to get an elegant watch like the players, you have to shell out more than $55,000. Neymar likes to spend part of his fortune on luxury watches, and it's no wonder that the Brazilian star has been spotted with models of various prices, such as Rolex Daytona with a black dial for $60,000, Rolex Pearlmaster with a cognac dial for $63,000, Rolex Date 8 Orange Red Diamond for $88,000, Rolex Date 8 Rainbow for $105,000, Rolex Daytona Ice Blue Dial Platinum for $118,000, Patek Philippe Nautilus Travel Time for $130,000, Rolex Yacht Master White Gold Diamonds for $130,000, Rolex Lady Date Just in Yellow Gold for $146,000, Rolex GMT Master 2 in White Gold for $150,000, Audemars Piguet Royal Oak Black Panther for $167,000, Gaga Milano Quirky Tourbillon Diamonds for $170,000, Rolex GMT Master 2 in Rose Gold for $185,000, Rolex Daytona Eye of the Tiger for $300,000, Richard Mille Michel Yeo for $960,000, and Richard Mille RM52-01 Tourbillon Skull for $1.1 million. The most expensive watch in his collection is a Richard Mille RM68-01 Tourbillon Cyril Congo, a limited edition accessory that may have cost $1.5 million. Considering Neymar's extravagant spending on watches, he wins this round. Both athletes like to diversify their sources of income beyond their salaries as players, but who has the most lucrative businesses? Endrick, for example, has great advertising partnerships. As one of the young athletes who has stood out the most playing for Brazil, Endrick is becoming a celebrity in the world of soccer, amassing more than 10 million followers on his Instagram. Among the companies that have invested in the player's image are Cool Magazine, Torcida Panini, among others. And to give you an idea of how much Endrick earns, with Neo Saldina alone, the drug company for which he is an ambassador, he is earning more than $2.2 million over a 5-year contract. Another of the biggest companies sponsoring Endrick is New Balance, a sports footwear and apparel brand, which has a contract with him until 2028. Before signing with New Balance, Endrick had a contract with Nike since he was 15 years old, but he chose not to renew with the sports giant so that he could be the main soccer star for its competitor to produce exclusive products that are sure to bring him great profits. Endrick is also represented by Rock Nation Sports, a company run by Jay-Z that manages the careers of many athletes, and he will probably appear more and more in major advertising campaigns. Neymar, on the other hand, Because he is considered one of the best footballers of his generation, he has become a worldwide celebrity. On social media, for example, he is the third most followed footballer in the world, behind only Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. On Instagram alone, he has more than 220 million followers, a number so high that it makes him the most famous person in Brazil. And of course, because he's so famous, Neymar is able to earn a lot of money by associating with and promoting various companies. Among the brands for which the Brazilian star has advertised are, for example, Red Bull, Gillette, McDonald's, Nike, Guarana Antarctica, Clear Men, Diesel, Beats, Panasonic, among many others. And to give you an idea of how much he earns, according to Hopper HQ magazine, in 2023 the athlete received an average of more than $1.1 million for a single post on the social network. But his main sponsor is undoubtedly the sports products company Puma, where he has the biggest individual sports sponsorship contract in history, worth around $25 million a year. In addition to his significant advertising earnings, Neymar has also been involved in the business world in other ways. Through NR Sport, for example, he has invested in the property sector in Brazil, such as an alleged 28-home development project in the northeast of the country. And because they have similar sources of income, we'll consider this round a draw. Points for both. As two Brazilian football stars, there's no doubt that they earn a lot of money. But which of them has amassed the biggest net worth? Endrick, for example. It's not entirely clear how much he was paid playing for Palmeiras' youth team, as the figures aren't disclosed, but as he was one of the main junior players, he probably had a good income. After signing his contract with the club's first team, some sources estimate that Endrick received around €15,600 a month in his first season, which, added to some bonuses, earned him €210,000 in 1 year. And although that's an excellent salary for such a young player, that's not all the money he's likely to receive from mid-2024. That's because since the end of 2022, it has been announced that he would join Real Madrid when he turns 18, in a transfer deal speculated to be worth around €70 million. And according to some rumors, in his initial contact with the Spanish club, Endrick will receive a salary of around €2 million a year, plus some performance bonuses. Considering the player's other sources of income, his earnings are even higher. As he is a fairly young player, it is not known exactly how much net worth Endrick has already accumulated, but according to some sources, it is estimated that he has a fortune of around €12 million, a figure that is likely to increase considerably over the next few years. Neymar Jr., on the other hand, had to work hard to reach the financial level he has today. When he was a youth player at Santos, for example, he earned around $2,000 a month, a figure that has grown to almost $4 million a season. At Barcelona, Neymar's salary grew exponentially, reaching an average of $15 million a year in basic salary alone, not counting bonuses and sponsorships. At Paris Saint-Germain, the Brazilian star's earnings reached even greater heights, receiving around $53 million in salary alone. But it was when he signed for Saudi football team Al Hilal that Neymar reached the pinnacle of his financial life, earning around €160 million a season. And it's no wonder that Forbes estimates that Neymar earned around $108 million last year, making him one of the highest paid athletes in the world. And although nobody knows exactly what his fortune is, some sources estimate that Neymar Jr. has now amassed a net worth of around $250 million. And because he has such a high estimated fortune, Neymar easily wins this last round. At the end of this fight, we have 1 point for Endrick against 7 points for Neymar Jr., who wins this battle handily. But if you think there are still other arguments to defend one of the two, write your best justification below. Hey, you like the video? So don't forget about leave your like and comment, and tell some suggestions of another videos, and hopefully we gonna do it. All about channel, Dios to satisfy your curiosity.